All right, not backing down. Texas Congressman Louie Gohmert dismissing those who are demanding his resignation. Joining us now, Representative Louie Gohmert from Texas. Congressman, good morning. Thank you so much for being with us. I want to talk about these so-called RINOs, Republicans in name only. This group of it's the Republican Accountability Project. That's what it's called down there, and it paid for a billboard there in Tyler, Texas. Great spot in the state of Texas. There, calling for you to step down. Tell us about why this billboard went up about a week ago. It wants you, and I understand Senator Ted Cruz, to step down.
Yeah, and it's based on a lie. It says I lied about there being fraud in the election. There was fraud in the election. The question is just how extensive was it? And so the other thing is I won with about 3/4 of the voters voting for me. And, East Texans, I love the fact that I get to represent East Texas. There's so much common sense there. And so these RINOs, folks from other parts of the country, people that support people like John Weaver, the Lincoln Project.
Yeah.
They want to come to East Texas and tell people here with so much sense that I lied. 3/4 of East Texans know that's a lie. So anyway, it is, the thing is, let me say this. If they're going to come spend some of this massive amount of money in East Texas, I think it's great, because that means they don't have that money to go after other people that are more vulnerable.
Well, let me just ask you, Congressman.
East Texas, they know me. They know this is a crock.
Exactly, and especially with Ted Cruz as well. But does it upset you that a group of Republicans, whether or not they're RINOs, does it upset you that a group of people from your own party are doing something like this? And I get it. It's in your district, so it's offensive, for you to drive by and see this. And Tyler, Texas, small town. This is small town America, but does that bother you that it's a group of Republicans?
Yeah, on the one hand, like I say, I'd rather them spend the money coming at me than on people that are in tough districts that are doing the right thing. We just had this vote, as y'all were talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene. They are the kind of people, those funding this thing, that think it's just fine and dandy for the Democrat majority to breach all of the history of the United States Congress and have a majority party remove somebody from the minority party from their committees. That's the kind of thing they think is a good idea. It just shows how abusive and out of touch these people funding this project are.
So what just happened in Washington, and by the way, Newsmax has been all over these claims of election fraud.
You've done a great job.
Thank you, sir. We haven't found. Thank you. I appreciate that, Congressman. We haven't found any evidence of widespread voter fraud. So Joe Biden is the president. He's been president for 16 days now. The thing that just happened with Marjorie.
He is the president.
Yep. The thing that just happened with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I want to flesh this out a little bit because it fascinates me that all of a sudden a Republican, and look, the conspiracy theories that she put out on Facebook, this is pretty wacky stuff. I mean, it's pretty crazy out there stuff. I grant you that.
Yeah. But nobody defended it, including Marjorie.
Yeah, exactly. She's disavowed it. As she said, she called it reprehensible. So did Kevin McCarthy, the House Minority Leader now. But 4 weeks ago now, we had that terrible situation at the U.S. Capitol. Riots took place. It was violent. It was terrible. That was reprehensible. And it was tough for Americans to watch on the right and the left. I'll tell you what, moments after that happened, Ayanna Pressley, a Democratic member of the House, said that you and most of your GOP colleagues are white supremacists. And that's in black and white. She tweeted it. And no one says anything about that. We know the stuff that Eric Swalwell, who's an impeachment manager, he was sleeping with a Chinese spy a few years ago, and he's now an impeachment manager. No one on the right does anything about it. So why don't you guys act and try to censure them on the left?
Well, we're in the minority. We have tried. In fact, we were imploring the majority to actually take action against people that have said things that were in violation of the House rules, like some of the comments you brought up. But Rob, I was trending on social media being condemned roundly for saying that I didn't know why there weren't riots in the streets all across America. And I was quoting Nancy Pelosi, and I said that. But still, the left blamed me and thought I ought to be disciplined and thrown out of Congress because I quoted Nancy Pelosi.
There is such a double standard.
They're the ones that have been calling for Republicans to be harassed and terrorized, and the Democrats have not done one thing with regard to anti-Semitic remarks by members of Congress while they're members of Congress, not like Marjorie Taylor Greene that made comments 2-3 years ago, and that the voters said, yeah, okay, that she's put that behind us.
Yeah.
These are real comments. They're while people are in Congress, and the Democrats, true to the hypocrisy, have done nothing to tamp this stuff down.
It's unbelievable. The double standard is there. It's crystal clear. I saw this. We're tight on time here, but the mayor of Olympia, Washington, which is the capital out there, Washington State, she called the people that raided a hotel, the Antifa mob that raided a hotel a few days ago, she finally called them domestic terrorists. So now, 16 days into the Biden administration, it's okay to call what happened in almost every major city in America in 2020. You can now call it domestic terrorism, but this summer you couldn't call it that. It's unbelievable.
Right. Up through the election.
Yeah. Congressman, we appreciate your time. You're always so fair with us. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you again very soon. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
Hi, Emma Reckenberg here. If you like this video, there's a whole lot more to see on Newsmax TV. You can watch for free right here on our YouTube live stream and be the first one here each time our experts break down real news. Just hit that subscribe button, ring the bell icon, and stay with us on America's fastest growing cable news channel, Newsmax TV.